Hey, what's up guys? Jared here, and today we're going to be going over some of the Doinb Dark Arts tech here. Now, today we're going to be going over his Nocturne mid that he has been crushing with currently in Korean Challenger. In the past 7 days, he's 15 and 4. That's absolutely insane. And the most insane thing about it is the playstyle that he utilizes with the Nocturne mid, and it's actually so easy to pull off. Like a silver player, gold player could easily do this almost every single game and utilize the same exact fundamentals that Doinb is using in these challenger level games to have a huge impact. And I'm going to be going over with them with you guys right now. All right, so this pick, it's an interesting pick. I've really only see Doinb use it. I've seen it. It's kind of starting to get popular top, but Doinb's been using it mid. He plays this. He definitely is fond of these AD mid laners. He plays a lot of the Kled, the Renekton, and now he's been having a lot of success with the Nocturne, and it's actually really consistent, really effective play style that he goes with here. Now with his runes, he goes with pretty standard runes almost every game. He goes are basically the same runes every game. If it's into a ranged matchup, he'll take Resolve secondary for the extra sustain, and then if it's against a easier melee matchup, which Nocturne excels in, he'll take the Bloodline for the little bit of extra sustain and also the ultimate reduction because he doesn't need the extra safety that he gets with Resolve. Now, this Nocturne mid pick, it works so well into melee champions, so you could pick it anytime there's a melee mid laner, which is very popular in the meta right now. I think it struggles definitely a lot more against ranged, but you'll see the reasons like why it's good doesn't really matter. So you see him just immediately push out with the Q to get lane priority, and that's just what you're going to be doing on repeat. See, because of the Nocturne's passive, look how quickly he's able to just get priority in the lane and get it shoving in. And this style works so well, especially in the current meta, because the current meta is so jungle dominant. Being able to just have the constant pressure onto the mid laner with your lane shoving in means you'll always be able to get the first rotation for to help your jungler out. So again, he's just shoving in the wave. Now he gets his wave pressure. He's able to get our vision. Now they know Sejuani. I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy talking, but that's probably means Sejuani started bot side and is clearing upwards. In fact, I'm assuming I'm assuming it's bugged right now because it's not showing the camps are here. So I'm not sure what. I don't know if that's a spectator bug or what, but. So again, just hard shoves it. He does this every game against every lane, and there's just he clears the wave too fast with the Nocturne passive to do anything. All right, we see the Sejuani ganking here. It's very interesting that that ward didn't pick her up at all. So he's getting a little bit low on mana. But again, he takes the teleport. He's fine with just taking this poke. He's just gonna clear out the minions. Now he doesn't have priority for this wave, unfortunately. It was a good play by Sejuani to get come mid, get the priority for the crab, realizing that. And now he generally will go Q first, as you saw level 1, and he'll go his W then. So he's able to block spells, just block some harass. And then he'll go his E third most times. Now, if he's against a melee matchup, he will sometimes go E second. And that's just in case they push up too far and don't respect the Nocturne. You can actually take a really good trade level 2. And again, Nidalee coming in for a gank. He does not have any mana, though, unfortunately, for the Fear. So he's just going to E away. Still not bad though. Nidalee, really good gank the way the jungler gets the mid prio. Now he's just going to come on down and looks like he's going to recall. No. Decides to stay a little bit longer for another wave. Should be relatively safe. He has both his teammates there. Now, I find this really interesting. So even though both his bot laner, or both his jungle and support are here, he's hovering to this side because you see how the Azir tries to like mirror him on the other side of the lane. If the Azir gets like a little too cocky with his positioning, maybe he steps down into this area and could leave himself open for a gank since he has his both his Galio and his Nidalee there. Something to note. Play. All right, there we go. But generally, if you're not looking to try and like bait the positioning for a gank, you'll want to be hovering towards your side. Now I find this interesting. He's still just pushing the minions, but I guess all is going well in the jungle that he felt like he didn't need to hover over. Guess I could work on my camera skills. Probably could have tabbed on over. Now he's going to start walking down. Nope, just decides he wants to take a recall. But again, see, so first 5 minutes of the game has gone by, and he has done nothing special so far. Nothing that nobody can do. He's just been clearing waves, getting priority to secure that his jungler is allowed to push for advantages. You know, there's nothing crazy going on right now. Oh, and he hits the level 6, goes in. Does he die here to the turret? Whew. I want to go back and watch this again. So he stops the Azir. Oh, switched off of him, my bad. So he TP's back the lane and starts hard shoving in. The Azir gets greedy with his recall. And he hits him, stops it. And he knows he's hitting 6 off this wave, hits it, and immediately steps up. And actually so unlucky. He would have had a solo kill on the Azir, but the Azir just hits level 6 off the minion dying to the turret. He was just a couple of seconds too late. But that was a pretty insane look. But nothing ends up happening out of it. Just ults traded. Both laners still have flash. Alright, going to just fill up on his HP bar here. What? Oh, is that when he bought his ruby crystal? I see his I'll go in case anybody's watching just to see what I was confused with. See how his health bar just went down right there? It was when he bought the ruby crystal, his health increased. So he technically wasn't he was gaining maximum 200 HP, but the health bar moved down. I don't know if I explained that very good, but I guess generally you never notice that because the shop screen's blocking your HP bar. But he gets back to lane. He's just going to get right back into shoving. Just no concerns in the world. Now he's walking topside. Oh, it looks like he's going to get some vision. Maybe look for a play on the counter gank. Nope. Oh, I thought he was going to give up on the Aatrox. Okay, he's just giving up. Just realizes that he's dead. Not forcing any plays. You would think by playing this Nocturne mid that it would be super aggressive. You're looking for picks to snowball, but he just plays these super slow, super consistent, just shoving in the waves, looking to support his jungler in the 2v2 playstyle, and just make it so the other jungler wouldn't even be able to ever contest anything because the Nocturne mid just the pressure that it is applying is they have to respect it. Oh, looking for a trade. Bakes out the E. Again, just cues into the wave. As we've seen so many times, just uses the passive, doesn't care about getting poked. Now, I'm really curious to see what he will do here. Looks like he might be walking up to get the plant for the sustain. Oh, they might be setting up for a dive now. Hits the ulti, goes in. And it looks like they're going to get burnt. He even... If you look in the chat logs, he even pinged the Azir TP, saying, like, telling his team, hey, you know, like, if we dive here, Azir's going to show up, and they go for it, and sure enough, they get burnt by the TP. This bot lane is winning, though, on the bot side. But that's so bad for the top side. But you see his Nidalee does have a 25 CS lead onto the jungler. And that will definitely be something to come into play. But that is just what the jungle role does. I mean, the jungle is the 1v9 role currently in the game. If you give your jungler the ability to make these aggressive plays, to try and create leads, there's nothing that the enemy can do if you just have priority because of the threat of there being a number mismatch. Leona gonna roam. Looks like there's gonna be a fight in the jungle, or in the bottom side river. Aatrox is TPing in. Again, though, notice how he's not overcommitting to these fights. He doesn't have his R up. His TP's still down. He's happy to just sit in lane and try and keep the Azir here. Just pressure in the lane. Getting his CS, getting his XP so he won't fall behind. Now his ulti's coming back off. The set TP's down bot. Looks maybe to see if they'll overcommit, if he can counter it, but... One thing to note here, to watch this back. So, immediately right here, he sees them bot, and you don't actually have to go all the way. He finishes clearing his other wave. He sees the set TP bot. His team's here. All the Nocturne has to do is just come and chill out in this area, because they have to respect the fact that the Nocturne is leaving off of vision and they don't know where he's going. All they know is he's walking towards bot side. So just by being off the map, the pressure, you're exerting pressure onto their bot lane, and they have to respect this. And so you can just chill out in this area, and if they keep going and they don't respect it, you can roam down and punish them. But if they do end up respecting it, you're still just sitting in this area where you can just easily walk back up to mid. But if you walk all the way down regardless, and then they respect it, that's just farm and CS that you're missing out in the mid lane for no reason. But just by being off of vision, you're applying pressure. You don't even really have to go anywhere. And you see he gets back in time. Doesn't get that minion, but he gets the XP, catches the rest of the wave. Now he's going to head right back down. He's going. He hasn't done it this game, but one thing I've noticed in his other games is he'll always take scuttle crabs. Level 5, as early as level 5, when the scuttle spawns in the river, he'll walk over and take it. Oh, ulting in onto the set. Notices the set was just extended a little bit too far without his teammates. Picks up the free kill. Now it looks like they're going to be going for more. And the chasing and the team fight potential of this champion is just so strong. And he's stuck at the wall, thankfully just outside of tower range, so he could sit in the little pocket right there and not die to the tower. But this Nocturne pick is just so good at taking these early skirmishes and the small mistakes. The set just walking away from his team and being split up allows him to just punish so hard. And again, nothing mechanical about this champion at all. He's just clear your waves, support your jungler. That's all there is to it. And when the enemy team makes the mistakes, you punish. You don't have to force plays. You can just casually wait. The enemy team will mess up, and when you see your opportunities, you can take them. Now he is just face tanking this Sejuani for the plates, and the Galio's there. It gets the free kill, but he's gonna die in the process. Not really sure that's worth it, but he does get a lot of plates. But that's also a decent chunk of change that goes into the Azir's pockets as well. But overall total gold value definitely is in the favor of Doinb though. Just a bit of a skirmish. Enemy team's pushing down the mid tower. Obviously, he's using his Q, just getting the lane quicker, something that you're going to want to make sure you're doing. Ulti's just aggressively right onto the Azir, trades ultis again. There's a very aggressive look for him. One thing to pick up, or note that he's picked up his Stride Breaker as well here. And he always goes for the Stride Breaker first. It's so good. You'll just see right there, it helps with just giving Nocturne that little boost he needs in range, and the slow applied from Stride Breaker also makes it really difficult for people to get away from his E fear. And he almost always will go now second item into the Sterix gauge. Note sometimes if it's an AD heavy team comp, he'll just go for a Randuin's Omen second. But that's pretty rare that I've seen him do that. He jumps right in, tries to finish off the Sejuani, but he has no mana, bites off a little bit more than he can chew. So it's a little bit of a mistake from Doinb right there. Overall, game's still looking pretty good into their favor. I mean, look at this Nidalee, man. 30 CS up now. Or 25, close enough. But, I mean, I guess that's what you would expect when you have Clid as your jungler in solo queue. Now his R's coming back up. See him hovering his teammates on the bot side. But decides to just go back mid, push out the waves. There's a team fight brewing in the bot lane. We'll see what he decides to do here. That mid tower is low and finishable, and I think he's just going to decide, yeah, just let me finish off the tower. You guys stay safe. The gold value we get out of this is just much better. No need to take the risky fight when we have a bunch of free gold right here. Gold in their pocket. Now the enemy team has to come back. They want to catch those minions at the tower. Don't want to lose that XP. But now that the Azir's back mid, he can look to make the play bot with his team. Cutting them off in the lane. Pops his ulti immediately. Just goes on the MF. And look at the Stride Breaker. How the Misfortune just cannot run away from him. Now he's going a little bit too deep here under the tower. Bites off a tad bit more than he can chew. But, it looks like his team's going to clean up. Xayah follows suit. Monkey see, monkey do. Zir coming in. It looks like their team's gonna get burnt for it. Aatrox, last man standing, gonna try and do something. Ends up being a 3-for-4 trade, so I guess 3-for-5 because Doinb died just at the beginning. So all things considered, not terrible for how it started, but the Xayah and Doinb definitely just making mistakes by tower diving and being overly aggressive. Alright, his R will be coming off cooldown shortly. We'll see how he wants to utilize it. Just shoves out the lane, walks into fog. But this Nocturne, just so much pressure, man. When he disappears into the jungle, everyone just has to respect it. And he just clears these waves. Look at it. He's using the Stride Breaker to just instantly shove that wave in. Looks like he's going to be able to take another tower. This is his second tower he's taken where he's getting the solo local gold for. Just plus 300 right there off the bat for him. That's 600 gold alone. Just from pushing out these lanes. Snilly's going to drop the Herald for him. Now notice this. So the dragon's spawning and they already have the first two drakes. And so Doinb realizes his Nidalee drops Herald for him. Pushes. The other team wants to contest this. They do not want to give up those 3 drakes. So he knows they're all going to be coming here for this. His TP's up, so it's completely fine for him to be pushing this. And worst comes to worst, they just gift that dragon, and he pushes, gets another free tower. It's another 300 free gold for him. 900 now in just the past 5 minutes he's gotten just from pushing the lanes and getting the towers. And if they don't answer, he's going to be able to take a base tower and open up the base as well. Meanwhile, there is fighting going on mid, but he knows as long as his team just doesn't get wiped, it's worth it to just be pushing the lane and getting this free gold. The Azir matches, he's walking down, might try to look to help his Nidalee here. He's pinging onto the mid lane. He's just going to bypass, go right onto the Misfortune. And Misfortune just does not stand a chance. Enemy team got a little bit greedy trying to kill off the Nidalee. Now he's just going to chase down. And look how effective the Presence of Mind's going to come in here, just to giving him that extra mana. He was so low on mana the entire time, but he would just get a kill, Presence of Mind, give him the mana up, and he would get enough resources to be able to... Wow. And he actually just TPs out from the bush. Gets away safely. But as I was saying, he just gets enough resources on the mana from the Presence of Mind to just get the next kill and to get the next kill. And now because of that fighting, the other team decided, they wanted to try and take the fight. And they ended up losing in it. And Doinb got all of that farm. He got all of that gold onto the tower's top side. And then, because they greeded to try and take the fight, they ended up getting the dragon too. So now, despite the game being even in gold... Alright, it's not even in gold. There's about a 1k gold lead, not that small. They now have the pressure of the Infernal Dragon coming up, or to get the Infernal Soul, and all of the extra gold into the pockets of Doinb. And he's just been doing nothing simple. Now he's just going to hit the go button, get the misfortune yet again. Just nothing they can do. She can't run away. Look how much damage he's tanking. The Sterix gauge is popped. I didn't even notice that he finished that. But what can the other team do against this? They just step out of line for a second. And instantly there's just a Nocturne on top of their carries. And this Nocturne's so tanky, he just won't die. And it's going to be the Baron taken by the team. Really interesting thing to note here is, so they kill the entire team. Doinb knows if he goes to the Dragon or the Baron, all he's going to do is speed up the Baron by a few seconds. So he makes sure, shoves in the waves, takes the tower, gets that extra gold, the minions that die to the tower, that XP gets denied, and he instantly looks to farm the camps on the bot side to deny that gold and XP, because that's gold that he gains then, and then he's also denying the enemy team that gold and XP as well. Really important thing to make sure that you're doing on whoever, no matter what game, is when you get these team fight wins where you're pushed up in their territory, make sure that as you're leaving, you don't just base next to here or just base in the lane. If their entire enemy team is dead, they're off the map. There's no threat no matter what your HP bar is, and you want to make sure you're swallowing up all of their camps, because you deny the XP and gold and you gain that gold, and that's where you really can snowball your leads off these fights. Don't do the bronze classic ace and base, you know? Just win the fight, take nothing. You know, don't be that nice to your opponents. And now they get this Baron. That 1k gold lead just shot up to a 6k gold lead. All from their team, so they just got a little bit out of line, and this Nocturne pick is able to just hit the go button and instantly punish them for having their poor positioning. It'll be interesting to see how he utilizes it with the Baron. If he just wants to group with the team and just hit that go button and say, hey, let's fight again. Now, they do have the Infernal Soul going up, so the best play would probably be to just get your lane shoved and use this Baron pressure to set up for the guaranteed soul. But who knows, if he might be always actively looking, trying to just take that extra step. Aatrox is going to get caught. Sterix Gauge, man. Sterix Gauge Gore Drinker is such a disgusting combo, even after the nerfs. Now he's actually going to end up dying. Our camera is not on Mr. Doinb either. Doinb just in the sideline. He knows. He wants to keep his sideline shoved for that Infernal Soul that's coming. He doesn't want to just be sitting around in the jungle, letting the other team make plays like the Aatrox did. Now he's going to reset, instantly go back to the other sideline. His team's going to be pressuring that. Doesn't want to set themselves up to get caught, especially with the Aatrox being down. Now, as I'm sure he's just going to be pushing. I will fast forward this a bit so we don't just have to watch. You know, just playing it slow. They have the Infernal timer. They're in no hurry. As long as they keep their lane shoved, they have the advantage. The other team will have to come in them to defend this soul. Now they see two. Pause this just to show the decisiveness. So right now, everything's good. The set's matching, nothing's too much. Now watch, the minute or the second they see the Leona heading, the set's engaging onto... So they saw Leona right here walking down. They saw Set engaging. They immediately know there's probably going to be another person following. And the exact second that happens, his team is spam pinging like, hey, let's go. We're pushing this top side right now. And Doinb knows that the second he sees somebody, he can just hit the go button because they have the numbers advantage. They have the Baron buff. And instantly goes in onto the Azir. They get the kill. Now, the Baron buff did just run out, but they're able to just get the free tower, get the free inhib. The Soul is going to be spawning in just under half a minute now. But they're just going to push right for the end. The Aatrox still has people on him, and I think, yeah, that's just going to be the end of the game. So, hopefully... you saw this and realized this is a challenger level game. One of the best mid laners in the world, world champion, playing Nocturne mid, and I personally didn't see anything there mechanically that is just out of this world that a simple silver or gold player could not use to, or could not play efficiently. Now, obviously, there's the things like there's the macro and things that lower ranked players won't have, but it's just really a really core simple concept that any player can do. You just shove your lane, get the priority. You know, he makes really good use out of just using his passive and Q to instantly clear the wave, hover towards your jungler. Your jungler then has the priority to make those plays, and you're really gonna find it where it won't feel like you're doing anything, but because you're applying that pressure, because you're applying that pressure, it's just going to make it so easy for your jungler to do what they want, for your team to do what they want. And because that fear of the Nocturne Rs, the Nocturne roaming, and the small skirmish potential he has, the other team will just be forced to give things. And it's just very strong solo queue pick. Now, that will be it for today. Hopefully, I helped you out. Hopefully, you can utilize the Doinb Dark Arts to your advantage. Feel free to leave me a subscription. YouTube is something that I've been wanting to work on more. I stream a lot too. You can follow my streams at twitch.tv/LOLJSS. The link will be down below. And yeah, I stream basically every day, starting around 8 Central. And yeah, hopefully I helped you out. And if you have any questions, comments, comment below and I'll be sure to get to you. But thanks. Have a great evening or day.